Hey y'all, this is Kim with Creative Escapades. If this is your first time here, welcome to my channel. If you've been here before, welcome back. I'm so excited that you joined me today, and I'm excited to show you what I'm going to be making. So sit back, relax, and I hope you enjoy the video. Today's project is going to be on a 20-ounce modern curve, and I've already prepped it by spraying it with some Krylon Island Splash blue spray paint, and I'm going to do the epoxy method on it. So I have my glitter here, and this is a custom mix called Teal Tropics, and it's from Glitter Designs by 2. I'll put the link to that website for you below in the description of the video. And then I'm going to be using Faux Rizzle, which is a 1:1 ratio resin, and I'm just going to apply the resin to the surface of the cup with my finger and just go from bottom to top or top to bottom, whichever how you want to say it, and make sure that I get a nice good coat of resin over the entire surface of the cup. And then once I get all the surface covered, then I'll heat it up a little bit to make sure that there's no bubbles and that it's a nice smooth surface. And then I will start sprinkling on the glitter. I'm making this cup for my daughter's friend who graduated. She is a little sweet thing. She's about 4 foot nothing and about big around as your pinky finger, and she's just adorable and the sweetest, kindest soul you could ever meet. And she's really been a blessing to my daughter, them being friends. So I wanted to make her something for graduation. And we found out her favorite colors. So I decided to use this beautiful teal glitter on her cup. And she likes red, which I used, instead of a pure red, I used kind of an orange red. And in the video it might look more orange than it does red, but it goes really, really good with this teal color. So I'm just sprinkling the glitter right into the epoxy and then shaking off the excess. And then I'm tapping it down anywhere I see that it might be sticking up, especially that chunky glitter that's in there. You want to make sure that that is laying flat into your epoxy. And then once I get all that pushed down, and make sure that I have nothing standing up, because I don't want to have to do a whole lot of sanding on this. I'm hoping not to have to do any at all. And the more I get it flat into the resin, the better chances are that I won't have to. But I'm going to let this set and dry overnight, and then I'll come back and coat it with a couple layers of Krylon Clear spray sealer, and then do another layer of Faux Rizzle resin to cover the entire cup and get a smooth surface for my decals. So right now I'm just making sure that I don't see any more glitter standing up. And here we go. So this is my decal that I'm going to be using. And it's a scripture that says, she is clothed with strength and dignity, and she laughs without fear of the future. Proverbs 31:25. And I printed this out on Waterslide paper because I wanted this particular color for the design, and I didn't have this color vinyl. So I printed the Waterslide out and then I printed the outline of the figure in white vinyl, and I'm going to put the water slide over the top of the white vinyl so that the design on the dress shows through as white and not as the color of the glitter in the cup. So I'm just going to trim this around and get this close to the edge, and then I'm going to apply it directly to the vinyl. And I've slowed this part down just a little bit so that you can get a better idea of how I did this, because this is the more detailed part of creating the cup. Putting the glitter on, that's fun, but this part right here is takes the most time. You're designing of it and making sure that it fits everywhere and that it's just the way you want it. So now I'm going to take my water slide and I'm going to dip it into this bowl of water. I had a little bit of glitter that fell in there, so I want to make sure that it didn't get on my water slide, so I was getting it out. And when you put a water slide into the water, it is going to curl up, and that's okay because that's what it's supposed to do. It will soon lay back flat, and you let it stand there long enough to allow the water to let the backer paper release from the decal itself. And also I want to say, when I printed the decal out with the scripture, I coated it with 3 layers of the Krylon Clear Matte Spray Sealer. That was so that my colors would not wash right off of my water slide paper when I stuck it into the water. So now I'm just lining it up to the outline of the white vinyl beneath it and making sure that there's no water under there, and I'll get it all nice and even and smooth, and I'll let it dry for a little bit and then we'll apply it to the cup. And if it gets to where it doesn't want to move, you can just add a little more water to it and gently move it. I know it looks like I'm being kind of rough, but it's just simply because I have sped up the part of the video for time's sake. I'm getting that water worked out from beneath there, and then I'm going to just blot off any excess that I see and make sure that I have no more water underneath. Okay, so now my cup has cured and it is ready to apply the decals and the water slide scripture. And so I'm going to do it like this, just like it was kind of on the paper, but I had to cut it apart so that I could, actually it was too big to try to do that large, so, and I needed to put the figure onto the vinyl. So you just work it onto the cup, smoothing it down until you have no bubbles, and you go down the center and then work it out to the sides. You don't want any air bubbles under there because it could allow resin to get beneath it and then it would lift your design away from the cup and then you'd have a mess. So now we're going to apply the scripture, and this part is just simply the water slide. So I am going to just simply put it into the water, let it get good and wet until it loosens up from the backer paper, and then I will slide it into place and work the water out from beneath the water slide. I do want to tell you I forgot to take final pictures of this before I gave it to the young lady, and so you're going to see what it basically looked like without the last layer of resin. But right here I'm just working out the water from beneath the water slide, making sure I have no air bubbles or water under there, getting it all nice and smooth, and then I will let this set for a few hours, make sure that it is good and dry, and then I apply the last layer of resin. Now I'm going to work on the name. I wanted her name to match the figure on the front of the cup, so I printed it on white vinyl, and I'm just going to remove all of the excess vinyl. I'm going to weed it out, and then it will just leave just her name printed out there. And then I also printed it out on the black vinyl, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the black vinyl down first, and then I'm going to offset the red orange just a little bit over the black, and so that it will have like a black outline that will lift it up and give it some depth all around her name. Sometimes weeding this stuff out is a little bit tricky. So just pulling out the center parts, any of the loops, making sure we get all those out of there, and then we'll trim the black off, and then this is the way it looks. You can see that her name is outlined in the black, and it just really stands out against that cup. So I just want to say thank you so much for joining me and watching me do this. I'm sorry I don't have the final pictures of the cup itself, but I do appreciate you taking your time to watch the video, and I hope you've enjoyed it. And if you have, please click like and share. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, you can do that now. If you ring that bell, you'll get notified of future videos as I upload them. Any comments or questions, please leave them below. I'd love to hear your feedback. The description of everything that I used in this video to make this tumbler will be listed below in the description box. And I want to say thank you again, and I hope to see you in my next creative escapade. Bye bye for now.